All right, so for our next image, it's going to be super tough. This is a really, really hard hair image to do. It makes me a little frightened, to tell you the truth. But you know what? We're just going to tackle it. We're going to have fun. There's a quote by Mike Tyson that this reminds me of. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. This is the image that has punched me in the mouth. So you're going to have to follow along with me. I'm going to be using all the techniques that we've been practicing, and I'm going to try different combinations. All the stuff that we've learned, I'm going to have to pull it out of the toolbox when I run up against something that I just frankly don't have a plan for. So let's just dive in, charge it, and we're going to make a really beautiful image no matter what. Okay. All right, check it out. So this is all hair. It's a really awesome image, and that's why I'm so excited about tackling this one. The technical challenge is fairly daunting, but the creative possibilities here are really good. So that's what I'm excited about drilling down into and just digging in. So we've got a lot of different hair information here. Luckily, there's really good separation between the foreground and background, good contrast, you know, that says we might be able to do a channel pull. I'd rather do a channel pull because I don't want to hand paint all this stuff. I don't think you do either. There's some hair that's totally out of focus, crossed over by hair that's in focus, hair that's getting a little bit lost in the background, hairs that are a little bit thicker, thinner, weird highlights happening. It looks like a relative nightmare, but you know what? We've learned so many techniques for dealing with these things. We should be ready now to tackle an image that we don't really have a roadmap for, and we just charge it and make it up as we go. So let's get into it. I'm going to try to pull a channel mask from, I'm going to inspect the different channels and see what I've got. First, I think I want to do a little bit of creative manipulation up front. I mean, the hair's got a great shape, but I think that I can just do a little bit to improve it. Yeah, so I want to just mess with the shape, but first, I guess it's worth we're saying what I want to do here. I want to take this out of the background, and I want to create new background colors that are based on the colors that I'm seeing in the hair right now. So that does mean a pretty clean extraction, because I want to use really, really bright colors. I want to make this like a high-key neon explosion of color. And to do that, I'm going to have to be able to pull off this extraction to pretty reasonably good quality to make it believable. And that's the big challenge. Is an image like this, the background is so dark. So this should be throw a red flag up for you when faced with an image like this. And we get asked this all the time. Let's take this image that's on a really dark background and put it on a super bright high key background. And the challenges with that tend to be with the fringing and cleaning it up. So that's what I want to do, and I'm just going to take it step by step. And first step is I'm just going to manipulate the shape of the hair just a bit. I was thinking I could get just maybe a nicer swoop off of this, just a little bit more style on that, which I think that's nice. I want to also, sort of respect the integrity of the photograph too, because, capturing this moment in this way is a pretty special thing to be able to pull off. So, I don't know, call it an ethical consideration, but I don't want to whack it out and just sort of recraft what's already there. Just want to give it a little bit of extra care. So that's kind of nice. I like I like that movement that it's created. Let's take a look into the channels and start dealing with the extraction. So red's pretty blown out in the front there. Green's kind of blown out in the back. Blue, I don't know, that's not very good separation with the blue. I'm going to duplicate the green. I'm going to take both the green and the red to a place that might start to work. And, you know, like I said before, just see what I can get and see if I could combine them in some way. First of all, I don't think I'm going to really increase the white point on this red because it's already blown out in the front. I don't want to mess with that anymore. I'm just going to bring the black in. The rest of that's going to be with dodge and burn. Let's see what we can do with the green. And yeah, so I don't blow out this area. I think the rest of this is going to be with dodge and burn too. Start with the red. O's the shortcut to get into the dodge and burn, and you can always hit Shift O to cycle through. I want to try not to brighten the flyaways much. Like if I brighten this guy, it's going to get all clumpy. I want to emphasize those features as little as possible right now. I know that from experience because the defringing is going to be a real pain in the ass on this, and I want to make it as easy on myself as possible. So I'm really just bringing white into the more opaque clumps of hair. So this up here is going to be a bit of a rebuild problem because I'm not really able to pull much information from there. I'm going to compare this. There's a lot more information in this area in the grain. It's good. I'm going to apply the green to this red to see if I can get some action. Not overlay. So maybe lighten. So that's good. I'm bringing some more detail. Just simply setting that to lighten, I think is a bit of a good move. Let's see if screen's gonna really jack it up. So, I mean, it looks good from out here, but I think once you cruise into 100%, it's really frying the hairs up top. I'm going to keep it on lighten. Such a cool hair form in here. Looks awesome. That's good. That's good stuff for it. I'll take that. All right, I'm going to actually use a clipping path to. You can see I've already done the silo clip as I have in the past, but I'm going to clip this edge just be easier than using a selection right now, because I want to make like some jaggy edges, just so I don't have like a super clean line that's that I'm going to use to knock out the interior. It's mostly it's mostly this area down here that it's important, and up here too. You'll see what I'm going to do. So I just want to create some detail in here so I don't have a hard edge that I have to fix. It's just easier to paint new strands on, especially where hair's messy, on an area that has an irregular edge. Just gets you a little head start. I know this is like a knocked out area here, so I don't want to fill that in. I don't know, maybe I will later, but you can see how complex this hair is. It's layered because we have a bunch of hair that's lit back here, but then the foreground hair is darker and there's things overlapping. It's got some serious challenges, so. So I'm gonna set that as a selection. Go into that channel. I'm just gonna back up this channel by duplicating it. I'm working fast, so I'm not really labeling stuff, but I know what all this stuff is in here. And then the silo that I prepared, I'm gonna mask the layer. I'm gonna set that as a group. I'm gonna get a background in there. So I set up that green beforehand. I know I want to use that green. I know I also want to use like a hot magenta. So this is the general color scheme that I was thinking. I don't know if I stick with this, but I know that if I'm able to knock out the hair on colors like this, I can pretty much put it on anything I want. It's already on basically black, so if I can do the opposite of that with some super bright colors, then I know I've got it made. So I'm gonna go back to this channel, set as a selection, and start painting in. Okay. Looks cool. There's definitely some major fringing you can see in here. That's pretty tough. Back here too. And up here I'm gonna have to do something. These guys are pretty bad. These little shine pops that looked totally fine when they're on black. You put them on something else and they look crazy. And a lot of the hairs look really thick. So once again, all this is telling me this is not a really clear roadmap. This is like, just start digging in and figure it out as you go, using all the different tools that we've practiced. So let's get started with defringing. I know that if I can get the defringing going and start making it work and get through it, I can step back and really focus on the creative, because I can't fully commit to doing the creative execution on an image. I mean, unless I'm like low res comping or something, but once I'm in high res, if I can't handle the technical problems in the image and get those under control, I just never really feel committed to the creative at that point. So that's maybe insight into how I compartmentalize stuff. Is I want to get everything prepped, isolated, and super clean before I really go into the big creative execution. It's just the way my brain works. But if I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to solve a technical problem, why would I go through the creative? Because I could get something that's 90% done at the end, but if it's got mistakes in it, it doesn't matter how cool the creative is. I can't ship that. So keep that in mind.